Hello, everyone. We are gathered here today for an online webinar related to Western Balkans Water Utilities. This is a webinar organized by Western Balkans Junior Water Professionals, and I would like to also thank IAWD and Center of Excellence, Swiss Confederation, and Suez for their help in organizing this webinar. The topic will be a look into Western Balkans water utilities through junior water professionals' perspectives, an analysis of the sector's challenges. And to talk about this topic, it's going to be me and Chandresa co-hosting, and also we have our guest speaker, Pavlet Music, a core team and financial expert. Now, we are going to start with what we are going to be talking about in this webinar, and Chandresa is going to take the lead explaining the first topics.
Yes. Hi, everyone, and welcome to our second webinar, which is organized by Junior Water Professional Western Balkans. So we will start from the first point, which is our first experience in the water utility through the Utility of the Future program. And the focus is going to be in the water utilities in Albania and in Kosovo. Then our role and engagement in strengthening the public water utilities. Then we will have discussion and insights from the expert, and we will be so happy to end the webinar by a Q&A session. As we start from the first point, which is our first experience through the Utility of the Future program. First, here you can see all the phases of the program. And we, as junior water professional, we were engaged on the phases of the program, starting from the ignition, which is the first analysis, then during the 100-day improvement plan. And now we are also involved in the one-year mentoring program. We, all of the Western Balkan countries and the junior water professional. We will go on now to the main objectives of the Utility of the Future program, which is the sustainable transformation in order to encourage utilities to have a sustainable change, then to have a global connection in order to connect the utilities with peers, also to share practices together. And an important thing is to have a guide, but also to have to be more organized through this transformation, and to have support from the experts, but also most importantly, which is capacity building in order to improve their capabilities in different departments, as in management, in leadership, but also in operations. Yes. We wanted to share with you today our in-depth participation in the program in all of the phases of the project. And here we can see that all of us were involved in the phases of the project. And for all of us, this program was a unique experience, as our colleague gave us her impression to the program till now. I want to sum up this first point, that our involvement was multidimensional, starting from simple administrative duties to bringing new ideas in order to have the best results. So overall, this experience taught us how to do different reports, also to do analysis work in international projects, as well as to connect with people that had more knowledge, and they were really willing to pass it into us.
So the Utility of the Future program, implemented by the World Bank and also with the help of Suez, involved 15 utilities across 6 Western Balkan countries. Starting with Albania, we have the regional water company in Gjirokastër. We have the water supply and sewerage utility in Tirana. We have also the regional water supply utility in Ferizaj, Bifurgazioni. We have Hidroregioni in Prizren, Hidroregioni Jugor. And also we start with North Macedonia with 4 utilities. We have the regional public water companies there with Derven Veles in Prilep, in Comunaleț Negotino, in Proleter, Resen, and then we start with Montenegro, which has 2 companies. We have in Herceg Novi and in Podgorica, the 2 public water utilities here. And then in Serbia, we have in Kragujevac and in Subotica, and with 3 last utilities in Bosnia and Herzegovina, in Zivinice, Kalesia, and Trebinje. So these are the participating utilities. The program is still ongoing in these utilities, and we are going to be focusing on the utilities in Albania and Kosovo, since I'm from Albania and Cendresa is from Kosovo, and we have been active working in these utilities. So we will start with the regional water company in Gjirokastra. This company involves 7 administrative and service units in Gjirokastër, Dropul, Kërcyr, Memaliaj, Përmet, and Tepelen. It has over 200 employees, and it delivers services such as water supply, water treatment, wastewater collection, distribution and logistics, customer support, and billing and paying. The same is for the water company in Tirana. It's the same services, only that this utility is a bigger one since it covers the capital city, and it serves to much more a higher number of population. And it also has over 1,000 employees. The main challenges that we are going to be discussing are related to customer information systems, which is about the information regarding the customers to which the utility provides the water supply. But this is a problem because not all of them have established web-based portals, and also not all of them have correct and digital data over these customers. Another problem is human resources and recruiting related to a lack of new workforce interested to work in public utilities. Also outdated infrastructure, which is related to aging hardware and software requiring urgent modernization and digitalization. Non-revenue water challenges are quite familiar with us because they are almost recognized and similar in all of the utilities participating in this program. So we have problems with commercial losses and physical losses from leaks or from frauds and different reasons. This is water that is not being budgeted and results in financial loss for the utilities. Another challenge is sewage maintenance in some utilities because there is a lack of control of the urban wastewater before releasing it into water bodies. Then data management is also a difficulty. Legacy systems, which are related to non-integrated billing, accounting systems, creating inefficiencies and limited IT capacity, which results in inadequate cybersecurity framework and is related to disaster recovery planning and how it affects this process. First, I'll start with human resources. This is a challenge related to the regional water company in Gjirokastër, Albania. They are facing some problems with recruiting new workforce. So this is mostly because the new generation and the new graduates try to study and try to find a work opportunity outside of Gjirokastër, since it is a small city and not with many opportunities. And this leaves the water supply and sewerage company with a small number of staff and with a limited number of staff in some departments. This over reliance on a single individual poses continuity and operational risks. What would be possible for them to do and to approach this problem is possibly to connect the utility with the University of Gjirokastër, which they are trying to do. And they are trying to make a recruitment through this university, possibly approaching excellent students and more qualified people into working in the utilities through internships or full-time or even part-time employment. And then something else that is faced a struggle and a challenge that the utility in Tirana is facing is related to the GIS department. So the utility in Tirana does have a SCADA system, which is operational at the Bovila plant and Bovila dam, but it is not functional and operating in other parts of the UKT network. They do have GIS and Quantum GIS, which is used as the primary platform, but the staff doesn't have a GIS department with specific and precise responsibilities for each one. So they are trying to do continuous staff training and also create a department and an organizational structuring for the GIS department. Another problem that is present is the wastewater data or different data regarding even the consumers, customers, which is mostly paper-based and is not very digital. This is a problem because in case of a natural disaster, it could result in loss of a lot of data. And also, it could be a problem with data corruption or different different data that don't match with each other. For example, for the customer data, some of them could be changed. Some of them could result in a non-correct data since they are not very digital and they are mostly kept in papers or in spreadsheets. And they are not really connected with each other. The departments are not very communicating with each other, and this could result in a lack of connection between departments and a lack of good organizational structure. So this is another step that they are trying to improve. This is mostly faced in Gjirokastër as problem, but I think it is a problem that is very common in utilities, since not a lot of them are digitalized with the latest methods. Some of them have traditional methods. And they are trying to build softwares and different digital ways of data keeping. Also, they are having some problems, especially the utility in Gjirokastër has a problem with old maps, network maps. For example, for the drinking water network, they do have SCADA in Gjirokastër, which is functional, but in the other administrative units, they only have old maps. And for the sewerage networks, they have old maps even in the center and non-digital ones. And also, 3 administrative units in Gjirokastër do not have a sewage maintenance service. Another topic that I would like to discuss is metering. Metering is very important since it can calculate the pressure, but also the amount of water that we are distributing in these different customers. And metering faces a problem with manual meters needing to go into smart meters. So utilities are in need of changing their infrastructure and network devices because manual meters are the traditional way of which the technician goes into the field and takes a picture and calculates the amount of water that a customer has used. But the smart meters facilitate this need of staff to go into the field and need of workforce to get involved into measuring how much the customers are using. And smart meters also offer a more accurate reading since there is no need to take pictures. They can only they work in real time, and most of the time they give accurate. No, all the time they give accurate, but most of the time they give a very updated number of readings. So you can get one every 15 minutes, depending on the surface. And also they are much more updated and much more fast. A lot of rural areas, also in Eurocaster and in Tirana, have a problem with unmetered connections. Unmetered connections could cause a problem is one of the factors which causes non-revenue water, water that is lost and doesn't produce a profit for the utilities. They are trying to make the unmetered connections metered by placing meters in all of them. And another problem that they are having, which is one of the biggest problems of the utilities, is still offering the 24-hour drinking water supply service for both of these utilities. And this problem also causes the biggest dissatisfaction for the customers. But for this, they are trying to do PR campaigns in order to reduce the dissatisfaction. And also they have programs and projects. For example, in Tirana, they are trying to establish a project which will provide more water in specific areas which are facing this problem. Customer information systems is also a common problem for both of these utilities. For example, in Girocastra, they have an ongoing website being developed, which is Shukpikal, and this is a good step, but still they need to establish and improve this web-based portal. For example, now you can make a request and express concerns, or maybe you could request a replacement of an old meter, renewal of contract, as you can see, but it's in Albanian in the second picture. And you can do some services online, but however, they still need to make the portal accessible for billing and for the consumer to be able to take a look at the consumption that they have. That they have, and also online payment options, which are it's still a step ongoing for Girocastra's web portal. So it's going to be available soon, but it's not available yet. And automatic notifications is something needed, which would help make everything more accessible for the customers. At UKT, they do have a software and a web-based portal, which is more functional. But still, the automatic notifications and also making a system which the customer can make schedule for a visit by the technician is not possible. And this is mostly arranged by the utility, which decides which expert is available and when the expert goes to the field. So it's not arranged by the customer. Non-revenue water, as I mentioned earlier, one of the factors is under-metering or lack of a meter. Non-revenue water is a big problem which is faced by most utilities. Some of them have a lower percentage of non-revenue water, some of them have a higher one. So in Tirana, it is around 65 to 70%, and in the utility in Gjirokastër, they measure the non-revenue waters around 62%. Some of the reasons which this problem is caused is because of inaccurate or broken meters, faulty data management systems, and this is under administrative errors, which is authorized but not billed usage. So they do have a meter most probably, but something happens along the way and it is either under metered or a problem with the data management systems. Another category in which the non-revenue water falls under is commercial losses, so which are caused by theft or illegal connections or fraud. And then it is the real losses category, which is most common. It is caused by leakage or by a burst of a pipe, especially with high pressure. Some steps to be considered to lower this phenomenon and these huge problems that the utilities face financially could be mapping the areas where pressure is above 5 bars for pressure management, developing a GIS system which automatically controls in real time all of the pumps if they are working or not, and also the valves and different parts of the system in order to maintain a real-time control. And then also creating a leak detection team and policy could be useful. Some experts going into the field and making sure that the suspicious areas or faulty areas that face some problems are fixed. And also smart meters could help make a difference in this situation.
Okay, thank you, Xena. I will continue with the water utilities in Kosovo. And I would like to share that Kosovo has 7 regional water companies, but the project currently is implemented in southern and southeastern part of Kosovo in 2 utilities that Xena mentioned also before. Each of the utility will serve several municipalities, and it is organized by a main headquarter. The focus is on first we have the regional water company, which is Hidroregioni Jugor, and it is include the municipalities in the southern part of Kosovo, and it is located in Prizren, which covers also 4 other municipality, but also their area with the countryside. And moreover, the utility has more than 200 employees. And the services that are delivered from the utility are the water supply, the treatment, then the wastewater collection, also the distribution and logistics, the support of the customer, and the billing and paying. While we have the other utility, which is regional water company, Bifurcazione, which serves the municipalities in the southeastern part of Kosovo, and its main headquarter is in municipality of Ferizaj, and covers also the other 2 municipalities. So it is a bit smaller than the other utility, but the services that are delivered are the same as I mentioned before: the supply, the treatment of the water, the collection of the wastewater, the support of the customer, and paying and billing. We started our participation by being part of the first phase, which I mentioned before, which was the ignition, and we had a current analysis of the water utility in different departments, starting from the strategic one, for the talent management, the commercial management, the financial one, and the technical operation. And during the phase or this current analysis, we were able to define actions. And in both of the utilities, we defined more than 30 plus actions for the 100 day and also for the 5-year action plan. And focusing as before to the challenges that the water utilities are facing in both of the countries, we will focus on the technical operation. It is important to mention, as we didn't want to over mention again, but the problems that are related to smart meters, but also to non-revenue water, are common even in Kosovo. So I shift the focus here, and I mention some other things. In one of the utility in Kosovo, there is a wastewater treatment plant, which is fully in function, and it is managed by the SCADA system. And they have also the team which is responsible for GIS, but also they have a mapping workspace. While on the other utility, for the moment, there is no plant for having a wastewater treatment plant. And most importantly, which is the quality of the water, both of the utility, they prepared monthly water quality reports that are in compliance with local regulation, and they are shared in both in print and also in digital formats. And another important thing is the customer information system. So both of the utilities, they facilitate their engagement with the customer with their official website, also their social media channels, which their social media in both of the utilities, it is really enriched, where they post also their technical problems, or where the work is going on, also the other activities, when in case there are going to be interruptions for the water supply. They try to inform daily the customers by the social media channels, but also they have an email support. Both of the utilities, as you can see here in the picture, in the slide, they do have an application, which is a mobile application where customers can download it, and they can register their properties. Also, they can monitor the water cost, and also, most importantly, they can make secure payments. What is important for them is that one of the utility, they want to establish a call center, as they do have some problems. One of the utility, they do have a call center, but it is not so efficient in time management, as the person who gets the call then has to inform and to address the problem to the right people. So sometimes it takes time. And what is for them important is that they want to integrate a feature into the application where they can inform customers about the service interruptions, but also to allow them to report the technical issues. And in the end, to make the platform more interactive and also user-friendly for the customers. Another challenge that we mentioned in the beginning is also the IT capacity and infrastructure. And this is common for the utilities because they do have very limited IT staff, and also their hardware and software are aging, so they need to replace their infrastructure, but also their software licenses. And another problem is also the weak asset and maintenance management and insufficient cybersecurity framework. And something that the utilities can really adopt is to hire and to train additional IT staff. So now we will mention our role in strengthening the public water utilities. And what we learned till now is that our digital skills will help to modernize the utility operation. And also we aim to, and we are easily adapted to new approaches, which can be interdisciplinary approach in order to connect technical part, but also with strategic planning and consumer needs. And then also the capacity building, which can support all the phases of the project, starting from the implementation to mentoring. So it is so important that the utilities in our country to have young professionals in order to bring fresh perspective, but also digital experts, which is essential for transforming traditional water utilities into modern and efficient utilities.
So now we would like to invite into the conversation our expert in financial matters, Pavle Music. Pavle has been involved in the program in some utilities. In Albania, it has been involved. He has been involved with the utility of Tirana and also with some utilities in Bosnia and Herzegovina and other countries. So as you saw, Pavle, the problems that the utilities are facing are so diverse, and starting with the problem with recruiting, needing new workforce, and then with more technical problems. What do you think is the most challenging problem to fix, and what do you think is the most easiest and fastest steps that these utilities could undertake?
Well, first of all, thank you for inviting me and for having me on this webinar. And thank you also, Xena and Chandresa, for a really nice summary and overview of those utilities. Well, I wrote down actually while listening to you 3 keywords. First one was, you mentioned now recruiting, so HR. Other one would be digital, and the third one was data. So let's start maybe with recruiting, but I don't think there is no fast way in this matter to solve the issues. And I think that the example of Girocaster that you mentioned is definitely not isolated one. And in Western Balkans especially, and I think even in Western Europe as well, we are facing the challenges to recruit new and young professionals. So it would be definitely a long-term challenge, and it's something that must happen in the future. Even a few weeks ago, I received an invitation from New IBNet. They were also organizing a webinar, which had, I wrote down the title, Who Will Operate the Water Operators? So basically, everybody recognized this as one of the major issues in water business. And I think that we should bring optimism in solving this kind of problem. And I would emphasize and highlight here the word digitalization that you also mentioned a couple of times, and that is also something that World Bank underlines in this UF methodology we apply in several utilities. So digitalization is something, I mean, tech is developing really fast, I think faster than ever nowadays. And young professionals as you are have a chance to bring not only the new energy but also the new skills, no matter what kind of field in water business we are discussing. So if we discuss non-revenue water, as you mentioned, SCADA, GIS, this kind of integration and managing these kind of software and tools is something that I see young professional in the region and in Europe jump in and take initiative and try to develop these skills and to help those that are already in utilities. Maybe this is not the best data I can bring in, but the age structure currently, especially in Western Balkans, according to my experience, is a bit higher than it would be ideal. But I see here also optimistically with this new tech development that there is a huge space for young professionals to take initiative and to jump in with this set of skills that require digitalization. Another maybe thing to discuss, and which is probably something which is mostly related to my background in economics and finance, is the matter of revenues, which is also a kind of question that everybody raises when it comes. Okay, that's all good. It sounds perfect, and where do we find funds for such initiatives and for such motivation of individuals to join into this business? First part of this discussion would be definitely tariffs, but I won't go this way because this is something that is a broad topic and it's a question of top management and cities, municipalities, even countries that water businesses are operating in. But I would go to the other way. Let's see through the lenses of young professional, what can they bring in to the game to change this and to increase the revenues in utilities. So I would go with something that Chandres, I think, mentioned in a presentation, which is customer relation and this kind of system also related with metering that she mentioned, but kind of digital skills that would help to first of all, some databases already exist in each utility, but we have to be maybe more precise in knowing who our customers are, how much do they water do they use, so to have better metering, to have better databases, to maybe have even better management information systems, maybe also to okay, I will come back again to tariffs in this case, but to negotiate maybe a better tariff, we need a better estimation of our costs and revenues, and in that case, we need maybe better softwares in a way that would help us to estimate better cost and revenue centers. So these are all, maybe I'm going too broad, but these are all the questions and the challenges that young professionals should involve in solving it. And I see even from our group of 6 young professionals that we have a variety of skills and background in terms of what their specialization are. You two are environmental specialists and engineers. Others, I know that they have background in biology, chemistry, hydroengineering. So I'm economist as well. So there is a broad range of skills that could evolve young professionals in this kind of system, and a broad range of issues and problems that they should deal with. And I don't know if I answered on any of those questions right now, but I would also like to underline 2 keywords maybe, which are digital and which is the data. So the quality of the data is essential for planning, for every kind of process that we are willing to change. And you mentioned, for example, smart meters in presentation, which is a technology that also requires some investment. But before that, it would be a good idea to have also asset management that is on a solid level, so we can know the age of such equipment or any other type of infrastructure. And this would be a solid base. And I think that in many cases, we on Western Balkans miss this kind of baseline that we should start with, and then again go to these bigger or not that big investment that could partially solve a problem. I leave maybe the floor to the audience also to ask some question, or for you two as well to
Yes, of
to
course.
give me a better direction, and thank
The
you.
chat is open in the meantime. Anyone who has any something
Yes.
interesting that
We
they
have Tanya, that she shared her opinion, and she thinks that in her personal opinion related to data and digitalization is that we need to make a framework of working and including GIS as something that utility must have.
Yeah, this is something I definitely agree on, even though I'm not a GIS engineer. But from what I know from the experience, even on this project, is that in some cases we have maps of the infrastructure written in AutoCAD or even on a paper, but not all of it is transferred to the GIS. When it comes to sewage network, it's even more frequent case that there is no GIS data and maps on this. So this is, I think, one of the steps that correspond to what I call a solid baseline for high quality data. So I agree with Tanya and sending regards to Macedonia.
Yes, we have another question, which is for me and Xena. And it says that do you see the experience you've gained at UOF so far in perspective of future career, and do you see yourself as a future water professional? Do you want to start, Xena?
I mean, one of the reasons, as I have mentioned in the previous webinar that we organized, one of the reasons why I think and why I joined the water sector is because it has no barriers. My field requires different certificates and makes the journey so long unnecessarily. While you can easily join and then learn as you go with work experience, and this is something that the water sector provides. Other than this, we know that water is a very essential part of our lives, and everything around us is related to the water. So I do see myself involved in the future in this sector, as it is so inclusive and welcoming, and it is a broad sector also, so it has space for everyone involved in different parts of it. And this experience has definitely given me a good start, I would say, since it is an international experience, and also it is a specific project which gives you more experience related to how we can improve services, and also how we can build staff and people and specialists with specific abilities to get involved in some of the sectors that they need help in. And I think that this is something that we will achieve till the end of this program, where we will be kind of specialized and able to be involved in the public water utilities, and maybe helping them with some of the problems that they are facing. This way, also we are involved in the work market and we gain a professional experience, but also the utility is helped by creating individuals and specialists and staff able to fix some of their problems and get involved in some of their departments which need urgent help or need more people or need more specialized people. And thank you for your question.
Yes. Yes, I totally agree with Xena, and I think in the perspective of future career, this was a great experience that I think it really helped me to learn new things, but most importantly is that it's an international project, so you can get views from different experts, different people. So you have also from people from your home country, but also then from the experts. So it was really great, and also I've learned a lot of new things that I really didn't think of and I didn't know before this. And also living abroad, it's different. And when you come back and you hear all of these things, it's so important for us as starting our career. And yes, I truly see myself, and I hope I will be in the water sector in the future. Yes. So if you have any other question, you can type here, and yes.
In the meantime, I would like to ask a question to Pavli again. So you mentioned digitalization and the need for young professionals, and also Tanya mentioned GIS. And as we mentioned during the presentation, GIS, SCADA are important systems which are sometimes lacking in some parts and in some utilities. They either have one or the other. Most of the time, they don't have both of them, and this reduces the functionality and the processes which could be bettered and improved. And I would like to ask you, do you think that these problems that the utilities have, for example, in Tirana, where they don't have a specific GIS department, is it because of a lack of experts, or is it because of a lack of funding?
Well, it's a good question, but I think when you have, I'll answer this way. So when you have something that is an issue, you can deal with it or not. So once you decide to deal with it, I think it's a long process that should involve both funding and experts as well. But more than these two, I think it must require a team energy. Why not even young professionals that may bring that energy in, and that solving this kind of complex problem would of course take a couple of years, but at the end there will be the satisfaction for all those who participated in this kind of development, for example, of GIS that you mentioned. So I don't see it only as a matter of expertise or funding. Tirana is, I mean, or any other city, but Tirana is a big city that is also developing in a good way, I would say. So I don't see that funding and expertise is only what's needed. I think that a team of people that will bring that will be motivated to do so will do half of the work. So that's how I see it.
Thank you for your opinion. I mean, I hope we will become part. Why not?
Yeah, why not? Yeah,
They are now starting to create the department. Yeah, till the end, we have a long journey, and till the end, maybe we will find ourselves in the departments.
I see also a couple of questions from our colleague Boyan. Hard ones, I would say. So I don't know if you see it in the chat, maybe
Yes.
because it's for all three of us. Maybe as a gentleman, I leave the floor to you to start.
Yeah.
No, I can answer if you want, but I would like to, since this is the webinar of young professionals, and we are here emphasizing the role of young professionals and looking to all these issues through your lenses, I would leave maybe to you to be first as a gentleman, as I said. Please, thank you.
You.
Well, hi, Boyan. Thank you for listening to us. Boyan has been involved in the program as well as an expert with many years of experience, and has seen our work up close and our passion and our energy, which we try to change the atmosphere, and we try to bring a more youthful and energetic and different perspectives. Why not? Because a different perspective is always welcomed and could bring new ideas to the table. I think the biggest problem with attracting and keeping young professionals, and the biggest barrier could be not enough, not a very structured pathway to connect the utilities with the junior professionals or recent graduates. For example, you might have different web pages of these utilities, and they do have a uh, different sites where they are posting new vacancies and job opportunities, but this process could easily slip by someone and him not hearing about this. This happened to me. That's why I'm saying it, because I was not notified, and you need to constantly check the web page and to make sure have they opened the applications or not. And this is not very transparent, or how should I say, it's not very spread and very visible to everyone searching for a job opportunity. I think this reduces the chances of individual which is prepared for this to be involved in the sector with an individual with necessary qualifications and education. He could be he could face some problems in finding the right opportunities because of this lack of visibility. But also, there is a very traditional way in which the utilities function. I think it's very traditional, starting from the papers, the need to go to the utility as a customer to make a request. I mean, you can make it online, but it's not very functional, I think. It's not very fast. It might take some long time. So I think online communication and online connection could make everything easier. And also, I think they might have a very narrow connection, narrow pathway to getting people to recruits, getting people to work in their company. For example, I have done a master's in energy, and at our master's degree, there is no one who informs you like you have these vacancies and you can apply. I mean, from the professors, sure, they do suggest some institutions in which you can work at, but there is no initiative from the utility itself, which needs new workforce to come and to inform the newly graduates of the opportunities. I think they might have a very narrow selection and maybe focus on more water specific or water based degrees such as hydro engineering and maybe the environmental, but with masters in water treatment. And some people with a need to, or maybe even with qualification through other experiences, which could work in the sector, might be slipped away and might lose an opportunity. That's my opinion.
Thank you, Xena. So I will read the question first for everyone. And the question is that how do you see our region could improve in water sector? What needs to be changed in order to keep young people in the water sector? In my point of view, I think that in order to keep young people in the water sector, but I will say mainly in the water utilities, is that to give space to them, because I know that people in the utilities, they are maybe older, and I think that in some point they should be updated. They should give space to young people, and it is importantly that we have more digital skills. So maybe we have more ideas in terms of researching, or we can hear are more exposed to different projects that maybe someone in the utility doesn't know. So maybe hearing us more about our ideas can give us the space to work in the utility, because we know that if we go maybe in a big company or in researching, we know that we can do this. But in order to help our country to develop in this sector, and we also my colleagues Almasa and Nicola did a survey, which soon we will share it, and it is in this point that how we can attract young people in the water sector. So we will update you by the results soon.
I mean, after you gave this really nice answers, I think there is no need for me to elaborate more than this. I would agree with you, and I would maybe just add that maybe if I would choose one word that could answer the questions of what needs to be changed to keep young people in the water sector, I think that key word might be motivation. So motivation we discussed in the last 1 hour from many different angles. And I think that motivation, which at the end brings satisfaction, is something that needs to exist and needs to be more visible and needs to be in a form of a strategy or a plan. Of course, also tracked and monitored, so it could make sense and it could be a whole. So that's maybe something that I would add on, and I agree what both of you have said. Thank you.
Yeah, maybe also the changing of the mindset sometimes, also for us as young people, but also for the people who work currently in the sector. Okay, I don't know if there are other questions, but
We do not have other questions for a moment.
currently no. If someone wants to add something else.
Yes.
I think there is no question, so maybe we can move with the last point.
Yes. So the final as a conclusions part of our presentation, we would like to gather all that we discussed about and kind of create a connection between them. As we said, some of the problems that the utilities face are related to digitalization or improvement of devices and systems, as most of the systems and devices are going towards obsolescence, and old devices are definitely a problem that the utilities face. Other than this problem related to digitalization, there is also a need to improve customer systems and any portal related to connecting the customer with the service. And also a different problem is transferring paper-based data into digital data, which is available for everyone in different departments and could make work easier. So these different parts are all related to improving and digitalizing, as well as SCADA and GIS systems, which are definitely related to improving systems and making everything more accessible and more real-time monitoring and bettering, definitely bettering the network and the service. I think there is a relation between all these systems which need to be improved and the need for individuals to be able to operate these systems. And I think this is where young professionals could come in hand and could really be of use to the utilities. And this would definitely help not only with going forward with this improvement of systems, but would definitely help reducing the reliability on only one single person, as some departments are only reliant on one single person, and this could potentially cause operational risks. So growing in numbers and involving new workforce with specific trainings and with the ability to operate different systems and different technologies could really help with most of the problems that the utilities face. I don't know if Chandresa has something to share also.
No, actually, yes, this is
Nan?
what we think, and that is really important for utility in order to be more modernized, to have the young force.
And Pavle, would you like to add something?
I would say only it was a pleasure to be part of this webinar, and thank you that you invited me. And I wouldn't say too much in this part of conclusion. I think you gave a good summary even before this, and we elaborate a lot of it in this discussion part. So I would really use the opportunity to thank you again and to wish you luck.
Thank you. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
participating. And thanks to everyone who followed us and who took the time to listen to this webinar.
Yes,
Thank
thank
you
you,
very much.
everyone.
Yes.
And yes, you can reach us by our LinkedIn page, but also by our email if you have any question. And also you can be updated for our activities of mine and also the other colleagues which are here with us, but as participants. So our LinkedIn page, which is Western Balkans Junior Water Professionals, and we will be so happy to hear from you and to share new ideas, experiences.
Yes, and hopefully have new initiatives. Thank you very much to everyone.
Yes. Thank you. Bravo, Xena.
Bravo, bravo.
Yeah, it was
Great.
really nice. It was really
Great
nice.
job. Great
Thank
job.
you,